WWII News. My name is Safia Park, and this is my partner Anna Song. Today, we are going to be talking about one major controversy that is spreading across houses in America. One of my personal favorites, women in the workforce. Women have to take on many important roles in the community. Due to the war, which is going on as we speak, women are needed to produce and provide the equipment that is necessary to allow American soldiers to fight for our majestic country against the fascist dictators. Anna, do you have anything to add to that?
Oh yes. Some other jobs that women have had to take on, such as newscasting, production working, machine gunning, tank driving, and piloting aircrafts, were men's jobs prior to the war. But we have had to step up our game in order to help out our country in this war.
Well, if all of these women have taken on jobs of men, then what will happen when all the men come back from the war? Will we all lose our jobs?
Many people have different opinions on what is going on in the workforce, and some women think that when the war is over, all women should give up their jobs so that unemployed men could have jobs to support their families. To get a first-hand look at what women have to do, we have one of our correspondents, Katie Parker, at a weapons production factory. I am here at the weapons production factory. Hopefully we can talk to some of the people who is working here today. Excuse me, can I take some of your time to ask you on your opinions about women in the workforce?
Yeah, sure.
What is your name and how old are you?
My name is Sarah Smith and I'm 28 years old.
What do you think about the women such as yourself taking on the jobs of men?
Well, I think it's really good that women are being able to have this experience of having men's jobs since they're all off at war. And well, I really encourage women such as myself to be involved in the workforce and go out and get a job, because our country really needs us right now. And because my mother, when I was younger, she became a secretary, and that was a pretty bold move for her to do, for her to make, because not many women were going into that at her time, and so that career was predominantly male, and so I really do encourage women to go out and get a job now that we can, and our country does. We need to support our country.
Do you have any concerns about women taking on such roles?
Well, my only concern is that now that we have all the men's jobs, and when the men come back from the war, what will happen? Will we all lose our jobs, or will we be able to keep them? You know, that's one of my major concerns. So,
thank you for your time, and I'll let you get back to work.
Thank you. Hopefully
we can catch the boss, Mr. Miller, and ask him about his opinions about women in the workforce. Well, hey, Mr. Miller, can I ask you a few questions, if you don't mind me asking?
Just make it quick. I'm very busy.
What do you have to say about having to employ women due to men going off to fight the war?
Well, I don't really approve of having women in the workforce, but unfortunately, all the men have gone off to war, and I don't really have much of a choice. If I want my factory to run well, I need to employ some women. So, I don't really, I'd rather have men in my factory working, because women aren't as strong as men, they aren't as tough as men, and most important, they don't have any experience in working.
What will you do when the man comes home after the war is over?
Well, if men come back to my factory and request their job back, I'll definitely give them their job back. I would fire all the women in a heartbeat, just to give back the men their jobs, because I would much rather have men working in my factory than women.
Would you really unemploy hundreds of women just to give back the men's job? Wouldn't that be too harsh?
I'm very busy. I have work to do.
That just shows how biased men can be. I'm Katie Parker, and this is Channel 45 News.
Is ballet dancing a fun thing? No. Unless, of course, one's got the go to spin about.
And smart ballet folk get their go with Cheerios. Tasty, toasty O's of oats. The grain with the most protein and vitamin B1. More than corn. More than rice. More than wheat.
Cheerios builds up muscles. Or if you're a moose, moosels. I mean, they give you go. No wonder fans that Big G little O means go. Go! Go! With Cheerios! But watch where you're going.
Worth shopping around for. Trix, the corn cereal with fruit-flavored goodness. Fruit colors, too. And as we all know, Trix are for kids.
And we are back. I'm Anna Song, and this is my partner, Safia Perez.
Action.
So just to recap for anyone who is tuning in right now, we have been talking about women in the workforce. We have one of our correspondents, Katie Parker, at a weapons production factory. We have gotten a couple of opinions about women in the workforce, some good and some bad. We have received some audio of President Franklin Delano Roosevelt addressing women in the workforce. Restart.
It's the year 1944, and a lot has happened in the past 5 years. Hitler and the Nazis invaded Poland. Britain and France declared war on Germany. The British Royal Air Force defeated Hitler's Luftwaffe. Japan attacked us on December 7, 1941, the day we know as Pearl Harbor. We sank 4 Japanese aircraft carriers at the Battle of Midway and gained superiority on the water. We helped out Stalin by distracting the Nazis on the Eastern Front. We won back France from Nazi control on June 6, 1944, known as D-Day. When the American men were off fighting on the Eastern Front with the Allies, our women were back home having to do all of the jobs that the men left behind when they went off to fight in the war. Without the women helping out, we wouldn't have been able to get through this war as far as we have. Women are a necessity in fighting this war. We should treat them as well, if not better, than we treated the men. So now that you have heard many different opinions on this topic and have learned more about it, what is your opinion on all of this? I'm Safia Parekh.
And I'm Anna Song.
Reporting for Channel 45 News. Good night.